Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, the books were opened.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Psalm 110. The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord hath sworn, and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up the head.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into today is dealing with Hebrews chapter 11, and I entitled it Through the Spirit, the Hall of Faith. Okay, because you have something in the sports world, where certain, great players, they make it, to the Hall of Fame. Okay, based on their stats, their championships, their winning percentages, their individual accolades. Okay, and certain players make it to, a class, known as the Hall of Fame, where they're remembered. Okay, they're pretty much given these statues and, they are memorial in their particular sport, whether it's baseball, basketball, okay, football, boxing, okay, etc. Okay, they call it the Hall of Fame. Well, when you go into the scriptures, our forefathers, and even a few of our foremothers, they have, a memorial, for having faith. Okay, they have a record. They're recognized, they stand out, okay, because of their faith. You see, and we pray, to continue on in their legacy. All right, that we're in the Hall of Faith. Okay, when this thing is all said and done. Okay, when the book of our captivity, is closed. Okay, and we're delivered and we're changed. Okay, the elect, all of the elect, will be in the Hall of Faith. So let's get into it. Okay, Hebrews 11:1. Okay, it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Yeah, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Okay, because we haven't physically seen Yahweh Shai, all right, but we believe with everything that he's coming back. Okay, we haven't seen the kingdom up and operating. Okay, we haven't seen that, what we believe that Yahweh Shai is coming back to establish that, man. Okay, we haven't seen a preview of those new bodies. Okay, but we believe that we're going to be changed. Okay, we haven't seen a society where these heathens in captivity under us, but we believe that, and it's all rooted in Yahweh Shai and the promises of the scriptures. Okay, that's why you go here to the book of Romans, chapter 8. Okay, verse this is Romans 8 and 24. It says, "For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for it?" Because if we could see it, there wouldn't be no need to believe. Okay? When you look outside, when you look at your car, there's no need to have faith that your car is outside. Okay? But let's just say you had to go into a Walmart on the bad side of town, and you go in the Walmart, out of view from your car, now you subjugated to hoping that your car is out there, when you get back. Just giving an analogy, don't go to the worst Walmart in your city, to test the theory. You see, but just going into, when you leave the sight of something, you gotta hope. When something's not in your sight, you subjugated to some level of hope. Okay, so we're subjugated to hope because everything we believe in is things that we don't see. And we gradually, the Lord gives us faith boosters as we see, things coming to pass that are written. Okay, but we don't see the fullness of everything we believe in. It's still, things that are unseen. All right, the majority of things that we believe in are unseen. Okay, verse 25, it said, "But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it," man. Because we subjugated to have patience as well, because it's all in the Lord's timing. Okay, and that's the thing of not knowing when. All right, it keeps us sincere in faith. Because even if we knew when, even if we didn't see it, but we had a date of when, okay, then that would diminish faith. Okay, so Yahweh Shai Shai has us completely subjugated to faith and hope. Only Yahweh, the Heavenly Father himself, knows when. Okay, we're subjugated to the hope, man, but we have signs as we continue to watch prophecy unfold. We know it's close. Okay, but we still subjugated to the hope, all right, of when. You see? So let's go back to the book of Hebrews. Okay, 11 and 1, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report." Okay? You see? Our forefathers, man. Okay? The disciples, they became apostles, how they were steadfast through their adversity, steady pushing the word, through persecution, through beatings. Okay? It says, "Through their faith, the people in the days of old earned a good reputation." Okay? Which is a good name. All right? And we want to enter into the kingdom with those eternal good names. Okay? We want our legacy to be solidified. And this is our chance to do it. Okay? This grace period is meant, all right, this grace period was given to us to showcase their faith, to solidify our eternal legacies, man. Okay? See, like these niggas in that we looked up to and we worship and idolize. Look at how Esau dragging them niggas' name through the mud. All right? because of the wickedness that they did to get this status and clout, you know, and the riches of this world. You see, and guess what? That bad name is going to transition with them niggas, all right, in the kingdom. You know? You see, they got those quick, you know, that quick fame, the quick riches, okay? But they had to sacrifice, okay, a eternal righteous legacy, man. Okay, eventually, you know, this shame is going to wear off. It's an eternal kingdom, so eventually this shame is going to, you know, fall off, you know, but they'll never, you know, have their reputation, okay, or their status, all right, or the legacy of those men, okay, all right, the elect, you know, men, women, and children that made it through on the first go-round, man, okay? So this is a chance for us to solidify these eternal legacies, man. You know, as a man, there's nothing better than having a great name. There's nothing better than having a solid name out here, man. You know, having that reputation, man. Everything the Heavenly Father's getting ready to do, he's doing it for his reputation. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get that. We read that yesterday, and we'll get some more too. Yahweh Shai is doing, Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, he's getting ready to do what he do based on his name being good in the earth, man. Okay? And we have a chance to solidify our names forever. Okay? Because each man represents a house, man. And the kingdom, you know, is going to be known that, you know, House Bunyan, you know, what he did, how he stood stiffly. Okay? House Kazak, you know, House Yashawamba, you know, things that these men did and stood stiffly, man. Abaratazar, we endure. That's going to be forever known. It's going to be forever reverenced. Okay? Because we're not going to care about, you know, stats, you know, a nigga scoring, you know, 81 points in the game. Okay? A nigga with the most kick returns. That's not going to carry over, man. The only thing that's going to carry over to the kingdom is what we do for Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? That's the only thing that's going to carry over, that's going to have any weight in the kingdom to come. Okay? So you go to Ezekiel 36 and all right, this is Ezekiel 36 and 23. It says, "And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, saith the Lord, power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you, all right, from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, all right, and will bring you into your own land." So the Lord, all right, is going to be doing that for his name, for his reputation in the earth. You know, let me jump up to 22. That's why I should have started. It said, "Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, I do not this for your sakes, O Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen, whither you went." Okay? So the Lord is going to clean his name up by how he's judged the earth and how he's going to cleanse us, okay, and make us perfect, man. Okay? Yes, the Lord, all right, it's his pleasure to bless Israel. But first and foremost, he got to get his name straight out here, man. Okay? First, he has to instill his fear in the earth. Okay? And then he has to get a reputation for his glory, all right, by what he does with us, man. You know? Changing us to immortals, okay, in the earth. That's all going to be a glory to the Lord's reputation, man. Okay? That's why you get this word. Let's get this word. Name, which you know is Shem, all right? So in the Hebrew it's Shem, which is name, reputation, fame, glory, a memorial, a monument, okay? So the Heavenly Father, okay, bring glory to his name and the name of his son, and then it's going to be known, all right, about the elect, okay, and what they done, all right, how they overcome. You see, each brother house is going to be attached to a legacy, man. Each brother, you know, that's why we all have our own story. That's why, you know, that straight gate, as the scriptures say, you know, that path narrow, that only one man can go at once, man. Each brother is going to have their own story, okay? Their own legacy. But it's all interconnected, okay? But it's going to be a bunch of individual legacies, okay, that make up this great story of the elect overcoming. You see, and it's going to be based on our faith, man. You know, it's going to be faith driven. You see? So, let's go here. And what the scripture says, that Proverbs, well, it might be Ecclesiastes, let's see. Let me see. Yep. So it says Proverbs 22:1. It says a good name, okay, or reputation is rather to be chosen than great riches, and love and favor rather than silver and gold, man. You know, because we're gonna get those things, but we're gonna maintain our integrity. You see, these niggas took a shortcut to get it. Okay? They had to lose all their integrity. Niggas had to lose their manhood. Okay? Sacrifice, you know, their children. Sacrifice certain women they was dealing with. Okay? But now, man, we're gonna have true wealth and power, and we're gonna have our integrity. We're gonna get the win all the way across the board, man, if we endure through faith. You know, we're gonna get a win in every category, man. Okay, and it's gonna be forever. You see, you're not gonna get to enjoy things for a moment, do all this lewdness, have to do all this lewdness, and then get exposed and, you know, get drugged through the mud. Okay, nah, man, we're gonna get blessed directly from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua through faith. Okay, everyone that's going to overcome, it's going to be through faith. All right, so let's go from here. Go back to Hebrews 11:1, 2. It says, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the world was framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Okay, so understanding that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, okay, beginning with the Heavenly Father, that He created everything through His Son, and the Elohim in the beginning. Okay? Because even people talk about evolution. Well, you still have to have faith to believe in the evolution. You wasn't there. Okay? You didn't see the process of the evolution, so you are subjugated to faith to believe that. Okay? But we believe what's written in Genesis when it comes to the creations. Okay, when it comes to the creation story, man. Okay, and we believe it through faith. You see, and creation itself, every second is a constant reminder that there's a higher power, man. That these things were put together through wisdom. Okay, verse 4 says, by faith Abel feared, all right, offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. Okay, so Abel, all right, because going back to the sons of Adam, Cain and Abel, okay, which is a foreshadow of Jacob and Esau, if you can receive it. Okay, but Abel, he obeyed. Okay, because even when you obey, that's a showcase of faith. You know, so Abel, he knew what to sacrifice, and he stood to that order. You know, and he was counted for as righteous, man. He was accepted. You see? And what we're doing now, this is acceptable, man, as we went into the other day. And now we have faith that the Lord is pleased with what we're doing. you know. And I say that's a driving force for us to keep doing it. And you read verse 4 in the NLT. It says, it was by faith that Abel brought a more acceptable offering to the Most High than Cain did. Abel's offering gave evidence that he was a righteous man, and the Most High showed his approval, all right, of his gifts. Although Abel is long dead, he still speaks to us by his example of faith. Okay? Abel left an example of faith. You know? And that's the thing. Our forefathers, it was always bigger than money with them. It was always bigger than clout and status with them, man. All right? Eleazar, he left an example of faith. Okay? Abraham, he set a standard of faith. You see? Daniel, you know, faith. Those 7 brothers, even their mother, she has a record. That woman, she has a record of faith. You know, I know a lot of you women, you look to her as an example of faith. Okay, the mother of those 7 Hebrew boys. Okay, how she stood on business, man. Okay, hey, they were laughing at them Greeks, man, showing that the Lord had to put an extraordinary spirit on them for having faith in that moment, man. Okay, this is a mother watching her sons, okay, being tormented to death. Okay, but it's the spirit on her to laugh at them Greeks, man. Okay, because she fully believed, man. She was locked in to Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, so you know that her husband, all right, the father of those boys, you know, he had to be, you know, mighty in faith, man. Okay, to pour that spirit into them, to his house. Okay, so it says, by faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Okay, which you know Enoch, you know, Hanak in the Hebrew, you know, what you got the what they call Hanukkah, all right, which is the feast of dedication. You know, it's coming up soon. You know, gotta get the exact dates on it, but I know, you know, it's around that time. Okay, you see, but through his dedication, he was translated. But it takes faith to be dedicated, man. You know, dedication, because it takes a lot of discipline to be dedicated to anything, man. Okay, and it has to be some type of driving force inwardly that keeps us dedicated, man, and that's faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, that's the motor to everything we got, man. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, going back to verse 5, it said, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because the Most High had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. Okay, and just like Elder Apostle Gabar, you know, he said one of the, you know, main things that's a motivator for him, you know, inspiration of him, is to get that job well done from Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, like brothers, you know, speaking to you brothers, man, to myself first and foremost, man, you know, because as men, you know, we can get pulled a lot of different ways. Okay, you know, each brother got their own portion, you know, when it comes to, you know, responsibility and obligations, man. But one thing about it, we can never slack on being pleasing to Yahweh Shem Shai. See, we're fighting for his approval, man. Okay, because the world, you know, hey, you know, they love you one day, hate you the next day, man. That shit up and down, you know. They're not here to please the world. We're here to handle our duty and responsibility, but we're not here to please the goddamn world, man. Okay, as men, Israelite men, we're here to please Yahweh Shem Shai. That's the only approval we need in existence, is the approval of the Heavenly Father through his son Yahweh Shai. We get that approval, we good. You know, everything else will work itself out. Okay? And most of the things that, you know, be a problem, or, you know, it shit ain't gonna matter soon, man. Okay? The only thing that's gonna matter is Are we in good standings with Yahushua? Okay, when this shit collapse, the only thing that's gonna matter in the earth is who's in good standings with Yahushua. That's the only thing that's finna matter. You know, nothing else is gonna matter. Okay, let's go here. It says, but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is rewarder of them that diligently seek him, man. You know, and we gotta constantly, you know, grow in that mindset that he is. Okay, that he is, because, you know, we're gonna be in some circumstances that look hopeless, man. Okay, that our mind is not gonna be able to rationalize how we're gonna get through. And the only thing that we are gonna be able to fall back on is knowing that he is. Okay? Because it ain't gonna be on us to figure out everything, man. The Lord gonna be guiding us. Okay? But then it's gonna come circumstances and situations to where we just have to believe that he is, man. Okay? We might get separated, you know, from our families. Okay? We might get snatched up and shipped off somewhere that we don't even know where we at, man. Okay? We might see certain, you know, people put the death in front of us, man. Okay? But we got to know that he is, man. Okay? That doesn't mean that the Lord is failing, you know, because things happen, you know, that we didn't account for. You know, and the Lord is teaching us now, you know, when things happen that we don't account for, still just trust. You know, he got it. You see? And that's something that we're all growing in. All right, verse 7 says, by faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark, okay, to the saving of his house. You see that? And Noah, you gotta think about it. Noah, you gotta understand, that's another thing. Like, Noah, life wasn't normal anymore, you know, when he began to build that ark. You know, when Noah began to build that ark, he didn't have a normal life of regular men. He had the Lord had a different expectation for Noah. Okay? And guess what? It was for the saving of his house, you know, his women and children. Okay? Because guess what? Women, you know, that are with men of the Lord, you have a different expectation, okay, than the other women. You see? Because Noah, he was building that ark, but guess what? He was still getting fed, okay? You know, the women, you know, back then they had to make clothing, they had to make, you know, bread, you know, things from scratch. So they was still fulfilling their duty, okay? But Noah didn't have as much free time as other men, okay? He couldn't be on the scene as much as other men. How you doing, sir? You see? Hey, but those women, you best believe his woman held him down. All right? She in the flesh, she probably felt the type of way, you know. But she held him down. Over 100 years, man. Talking about patience. Okay? Over 100 years. Noah preaching, and he was preaching and building the ark. You know? So he was teaching and building the ark, man. Okay? But his house got delivered. And in that moment, when they was delivered, they finally understood, okay, this is what he was on. Okay? It began to make sense. Okay? So everybody's faith, you know, is going to be tested, man. You know, nobody's going to make it to the kingdom untested. You see? The hour of temptation going to try everybody, man. Okay? So, going back, Hebrews 11 and 7 says, by faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir, okay, of the righteousness which is by faith. Okay? Verse 8, it says, by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out not knowing whether he went. Okay? So Abraham, as we often talk about Abraham, he had to separate from his father's house. Okay, which means he separated from those traditions, which we, you know, going into these things before. Okay, just as we had to separate from our house, you know, and our traditions of our family, man. All right, which the majority was Christians, or, you know, or just liberal out here, you know, just being a liberal in America, free spirited in America, okay, or whatever, you know. But we had to separate, you know, and be isolated, man. The Lord started the deal. Okay, and we did these things through faith. We didn't know we didn't know what it meant to be an Israelite. Okay, we didn't have no understanding of what a kingdom is, what a kingdom consists of, inheritance. You see, the promises. We didn't know what the covenants was, man. We just believed. Hey, and we started separating, man. You know, like you look at those major changes that we made, and we really didn't have an understanding of what we believe. You know, we just started breaking ties, you know, throwing Christmas trees in the garbage. Okay. Some brothers, you know, cursed out their pastor. You see, and we didn't really know what we believed. We didn't know we were part of, man. Okay, but we just knew what we were part of was some bullshit, man. You see? So, going back into it. All right, one of you brothers. All right, so let's go back into it. Said by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs, okay, the heirs with him of the same promise. So letting you know that the promise was only for Isaac and Jacob. All right, Abraham passed that promise from Isaac to Jacob, man. Let's get that. You hear it? Yeah, quick Psalms 105. You know, just another precept to bag that up. This is the book of. It's the book of Psalms 105 and 6. It said, "Remember." No, yeah. Start at 5. It said, "Remember his marvelous works that he have done, his wonders and the judgments of his mouth. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen. He is the Lord Yahweh." All right, our power, his judgments are in all the earth. He have remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant, man. Okay? So there's no way that you can insert other nations into that covenant, man. Okay? And the only thing that makes sense is those Gentiles and Greeks, okay, that are referred to in the New Testament have to be Israelites, man. Okay? And you go into the history of Hellenization, you know, you go into the impact, the influence that those Greeks, you know, had on us as a people. Okay? As you go into the history of the Maccabees and, you know, their Greek history, all right? The only thing that makes sense, that lines up with the whole narrative of the scriptures, the whole storyline of the scriptures, is those Greeks and Gentiles in the New Testament are Israelite foreigners, man. Okay, who were scattered and started to live after the heathen. You know, because the covenant never changed. The lineage, okay, to whom the promises are for, they never changed. Okay? There's nowhere in the Bible where there changes, man. You see? So, let's go back here to Hebrews 11. All right. Um, Hebrews 11 and 10, it says, "For he looked for a city which hath foundation, whose builder and maker is the Most High." And you read this in the NLT, it says, Abraham was confidently looking forward to a city with eternal foundations, a city designed and built by the Most High, man. You know? And ultimately, all right, the kingdom, all right, it's going to be built to last forever, man. You see, everything that we see is eternal. You know, in the kingdom, we're going to be built. It's like everything that we see is temporal. Okay, this concrete, you know, all this infrastructure that we see, okay? Everything that we see is temporal. The current rulers of the earth, temporal. You see, the laws of the land and this earth, these things are temporal. Okay? But the kingdom to come, all right, it's going to be established on immortality, man. First for us being changed, okay, to immortals, okay? And then the things that we build with, they're going to be meant to last forever, okay? There's not going to be any decay, okay, or molded, you know, things falling apart in the kingdom. Nah, man, you know? And that's why, you know, the slaves, the servants, okay, these nations are going to stay forever busy, man, maintaining, okay, the kingdom, even after, you know, so long of just building infrastructure, man, things have to be maintained, okay? But first, we're going to be changed to immortal, and then we're going to establish a forever kingdom, beginning in the earth, you know, and branching out. And that's what Abraham was looking forward to, man, okay? You best believe he understood the promises, man, because we have an abridgment. You know, you go to Genesis, it's an abridgment, okay? And you best believe he understood in detail what those promises consisted of, man. That's why Esau, he didn't have, you know, any faith in the promise, because, you know, it was for a time to come, because it wasn't a date on it. So Esau like, shit, you know, what's this gonna do for me now? You know, because he didn't know the when, and he didn't have faith, but Jacob had faith in it. Okay, because you look at it, even Jacob pulling that play, getting Esau to sell their birthright, he did that in faith. You know, showing you that, hey, he cherished that promise, man. Okay, that was passed down from Abraham to Isaac. Okay, verse 11 says, "Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child, and she, when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who promised," man. Okay, hey, she judged him faithful that promise. So even Sarah has a record of having faith. You know, going back, hey, you women, you sisters, you gonna have to show faith. Okay, the Lord gonna test everybody to see if we really believe. Okay, He gonna see, you know, everybody gonna get tested. Nobody's gonna go untested, man. Okay, like I say, Sarah, she showed faith. Rebecca, she showed faith. Okay, by helping Jacob, you know, get the blessing. You see, hey, they showed faith. Those Hebrew women that was back in Egypt, okay, you know, that didn't listen to Pharaoh, you know, but continued to deliver those Hebrew boys that was being born, okay, which eventually led to Moses, which, you know, eventually led to a deliverance out of Egypt. You see, hey, they had to show faith. They were down. They were down on a whole nother level. You see, our foremothers, they were here. They wouldn't care about none of this silly shit that the Israelite woman be on today. Okay, they wouldn't care about none of this silly shit that the women of this society, you know, be all up in arms for, man. Okay, Sarah understood. My husband needs some heirs. You know, even if it's not from me, he need heirs. You see, we gotta keep this enterprise going. Okay, the mindset that they had, man. You see? So keep going. It says, therefore sprang there even of one, all right, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky, and multitude, and as the sand, okay, which and as the sand which is by the seashore, innumerable, man. Okay, so Sarah, in her old age, you know, when pretty much the womb, you know, would be dormant, you know, at that age. Okay, but the Lord caused a multitude to come forth, you know, from something that, hey, seemed lifeless, man. You see? Because even with Rebecca, what was told Rebecca? Okay, what was told Rebecca when you go to Genesis 24, you know, when they sent her off, all right, with Isaac, you know, the spirit was on her sister to tell her something. Okay. All right. It's Genesis 24 and 58. It says, and they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions. Okay, of thousands of millions, man, that's billions. Okay, and let thy seed possess the gate, okay, or the rulership, the palaces of those that hate them, which is Esau, Edom. So they was in the spirit. The Lord had sent Rebekah off with that, and that's one thing about the Bible. You know, that's why I say Jake beat you over the head with the law. But look how the Lord just, you know, put these gems in the scriptures of things, you know, a foreshadow of things to come. Because why are they telling Rebekah this? You see, which Rebekah would be what? The mother, okay, of Jacob and Esau, okay? Jacob, you know, will become those 12 tribes, you know, fulfilling, you know, the promise to Abraham, to where his multitude would be the sand of the sea. Okay? So this promise goes way back. Okay? And we're still, you know, have faith in that promise to this day, from the example, you know, of our forefathers, man, you know, and some of our foremothers. You know, they written, you know, they in there. You see, Hebrews 11 and and 12, it's 13, it says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. Okay? So understand, as Yahweh Shah prayed for us, you know, because we're not of this world. Matter of fact, this ain't this, you know, because as we get to a point, because every day, you know, we die to this world and we become more alive in Yahweh Shah, man. You know, if we're actively, you know, tapping in with this ministry, man, we die every day to this world and become more active to Yahweh Shah. You know, and it get to the point to where we just realize this place ain't for us, man. This place ain't built for us, man. You know, we have nothing here in this society, man. Okay? And our forefathers, they understood that, like, look, this ain't it. Okay? Like Abraham, like, he was seeing, you know, the Chaldeans, and, you know, like Eliashah woman say, Abraham seen the real Christmas, man. Child sacrifice, and, you know, he seen the real deal. Okay? Not this commercialized, you know, things that we see, but he seen it, you know, and they had the mindset like, this ain't it. You know? So that's why even Yahweh Shah, when he prayed, St. John 17, and 13, it says, and now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word. Okay? And the joy that we have is what's promised, man. All our joy is attached to what's written in these scriptures, man. Okay? That's where our joy is it, and what's attached to these scriptures and these promises, man. Okay? The world has nothing to offer us, man. You know, we're pretty much just getting by. Surviving until your house shot, man. Okay? It says, I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Okay? So we're not of this age, this society. Alright? And we ain't trying to fit in and be cute, you know, with other Israelite groups, man. We don't want to fit in. We don't want to be, alright, a shadow of this world, a reflection of this world in any way. Okay? We hate this society and everything it stands for, man. Okay? You see? So, going back to Hebrews 11, okay, and 13 it said, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say things declare plainly that they seek a country. All right, when you read verse 14, it said, obviously people who say such things are looking forward to a country they can call their own, man. We're looking for our own kingdom, man. We're looking for our own everything, man. Okay? Everything in this society is defiled. Okay? Like, we're slaves, man. And slaves get the scraps of the kingdom. Okay? When you're a slave in someone's kingdom, you get the scraps. Okay? Everything you get is the scraps. Okay? It's passed down. You see? Nah, man. Because even, like I say, even these niggas that get all this money, they still get everything that's passed down. Okay? Everything they had is passed down, man. It's still defiled. And probably even more defiled, man. Because once you get in them circles, man, you know, nothing is off limits, man. Do as thou wilt takes a whole new meaning, you know, when you know, move up the ladder. Okay? Nah, man, we want our own. Okay? We want our own exclusive kingdom, man. You see? We're not looking for these devils, okay, to give us a fair shake in his kingdom, man. Nah. Okay? We have a whole new way of thinking. You know, as we become new creatures in Yahushua. Verse 16 said, but now they desire a better country, that is a heavenly, wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he hath prepared for them a city. Okay? Now we begin to long for Jerusalem, man. You know? And we've never been there. Most of us have never been there. Okay? But it's in our spirit. Now we long for Jerusalem, man. You know, we long for Zion, man. Okay? Built up. Okay? Decked out, man. And even, our land, it mourns for us. Okay? Let's get that in Baruch. You see? I'll get straight to the point. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4. This is Baruch 4 and 10. It says, for I saw the captivity, and this is the land speaking, you know, because everything has a spirit in it, man. You know, and that's why that land is in the state of mourning. You know, it's in constant war. The heathens are defiling it with their lewdness. Okay? It's not fruitful, it's not plush like it was when we were there. Okay? Verse Baruch 4 and 10 said, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them, man. Our disobedience got us removed from their land. Okay? It said, with joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Okay? So the captivities, okay? You know, the Syrians took away the northern tribes. The Babylonians, you know, took away the southern kingdom. You know, the southern kingdom came back under the Persians, okay? the Medo-Persian Empire, but under the Romans in 70 AD, you know, we was ran out. Okay? And the Lord pretty much cleared us out that land because of disobedience. Okay? But now, all right, we were spread, you know, we were scattered into these captivities. But the scriptures say in our captivities, what? We will remember ourselves, man. And then the Lord will begin to gather us by His word. Then He will physically gather us and bring us home. You know, and now our spirits long for that, man. Okay? The mindset of the elect will be going home. Okay? This captivity, it was meant to make us miss, okay, hey, Mother Jerusalem, man. Okay? That's why you read here, jump down to verse 36. It says, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. Okay? So that's us being physically gathered back to that land. All right? But in these captivities, the elect, you know, we would grow a desire, you know, to go back home. You know? This ain't for us, man. We America'd out. You see? We done seen enough. We done did enough. Okay? You see? We showed our ass in America, man. Okay? We did, you know, everything to the limit. You know, some more than others, man. Hey, but shit, if you ain't did it by now, shit, it ain't worth doing. You know? So, let's go back. All right? Through 17, all right? Hebrews 11 and 17 says, by faith Abraham, when he was tried, all right, offered up Isaac, all right, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son. You know, and why do the scripture refer to Isaac as his only begotten son? Because Isaac was the heir. Okay, none of Abraham's other children that he had, okay, by Hagar, which Ishmael, okay, and Qatar, you know, the sons he had by her, they wasn't counted for the promise. So Isaac was counted as the only begotten, okay, which we know, hey, Yahweh Shai, the only begotten of the Father, man. Okay, everything was a foreshadow to come, of things to come. Okay, it says, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up, all right, even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, Abraham, he had full faith that he is. Like, that was an example of Abraham believing that the Most High, that he is. Okay, because here it is, he's promising that Isaac, through Isaac, he was going to be the sand of the sea. Okay, you got to understand that he has one son, but the Most High promised that he was going to be a great multitude. Then the Most High tells him to sacrifice that one son. Okay, now make that make sense. Okay, but Abraham wasn't trying to figure it out. He just believed. You know, he just believed. All right, as we said before, you know, Abraham was also an example, you know, of believing in the unseen, because he was promised that he was gonna be, his seed was gonna be the sand of the sea, but he didn't see that. Okay, he just believed, and he was in his belief. He was still willing to be obedient, man, understanding that he is. And that's, you know, like I say, that's a mindset that we constantly, you know, cultivating the truth, man, because we'll put the Most High in the box. I'm guilty of it myself. You know, I'm guilty of myself, man. We'll try to, you know, limit the Most High and how he can do something, man. The Lord can do what he want, how he want. Okay, he's not limited to our rational thinking and reasoning. okay, in his mortal flesh. Nah, man, the Lord operate on a whole another frequency that can't be comprehended. You know, and that's believing that he is. He's not subjugated, okay, to the elements and the laws that men are subjugated to. Okay? So reading on, it says, by faith, verse 20, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. And Esau was blessed with the fatness of the earth and the sword. Okay? For this moment. And what do we have now? Esau, all right, is ruling the earth with the sword. And that's the blessing that Isaac gave him. Okay? That way prophecy can be fulfilled of the war in heaven. Okay? Isaiah 63. Well, the only way that can be fulfilled is Esau, okay, ruling the earth by the sword. And Yahushua coming to wage war in righteousness, Revelation 19. Well, the only way that's fulfilled is if Esau is ruling the earth with the sword. Okay? And for Jacob to receive his blessing of the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven, okay, eternally, okay, Esau had to he had to be ruling in his blessing, man. But Jacob's hand taking hold of Esau's heel. Esau's kingdom had to be birthed first in the earth, you know, because even the way they was born, it was symbolic of kingdoms being born into the earth. The kingdom of Esau will come first during the Renaissance period. Okay, because we had, you know, Esau had rulerships as the Greeks, as the Romans before then. We had rulerships, you know, under King David, King Solomon, okay, the Dark Ages, you know. You know, we had rulerships before then, but now is the finale. And Esau's Renaissance, the Renaissance period was Esau's finale. Okay? That's why you get that. Let's get that in Malachi real quick. Okay? You see? This beast system of today, this the grand finale of Esau's rulership. Alright? Let's get that in Malachi, that's what I said. Malachi 1. Okay. This Malachi 1:1. Well, I started at 1. It said the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I love Jacob. So why, all right, we're talking about Jacob and Esau, and this is during the time of the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, so why are these two characters still relevant to be spoken on today? Because, hey, it will end, okay, with these two nations, man. Esau being in power, okay, and then Jacob to rise hereafter, okay, forever. Verse 3 says, and I hated Esau, okay? That's a strong statement from the Most High, man. Okay, he expressed, okay, his disdain for Esau, and we're finna see that real time. Okay, we're finna see what it means when the Lord said he hate Esau. Okay, it says, and lay his mountains and heritage his waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Okay, so he fell, you know, pagan Rome fell. You know, Jake pretty much, you know, supplanted Esau. Okay, you go into that history, man, from the 5 good emperors, you know, beginning with Nerva. Okay, and it fully, you know, supplanted Esau, you know, under Constantine, you know, which would mark the beginning of the Byzantine empires. You know, historians start the Byzantine period, you know, with the sons of Constantine. Okay, but before then, you had Jake gradually supplanting Esau. Okay, and Esau fell, and it says, thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, all right, the Renaissance period, the rebirth, but I will throw down. Now we're in the time of throwing down. Okay, Esau was in the fulfillment of his blessings, but he will be thrown down. Jacob There's no prophecy once we get the kingdom this time. The scripture says it's everlasting. It shall have no end. Okay? These are the promises of Jacob and Esau. Because we'll get it. It says, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Okay? So the Lord has indignation, righteous anger against this devil forever. And eventually he's going to throw this man's empire down once and for all and establish Jacob forever. Okay? Every time we read about Esau coming into power, it always talks about his end. Even when you go here, just get some examples. Luke. Let's get that, Luke 21. You know, we talk about his his come up. It talks about, you know, the end of his kingdom as well. Luke 21:4, it says, and they fail. It says, and they shall fall. Yeah, Luke 21:24. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. And speaking of us, 70 AD. Okay, and shall be led away captive into all nations. All right, which that has happened. Okay, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Now, this is speaking of what? These actual other nations. Okay, beginning with Esau, Edom claiming to be us. Okay, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So Esau time, all right, Esau has a timer on his kingdom. Okay, and that's the difference between the blessings of Jacob and Esau, because you read it, they both received the fatness of the earth. Okay, the dew of heaven, you see, but Esau has a timer on his kingdom. Okay, and Jacob doesn't in this go round. This is Revelation 20 and 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, okay, was that, you know, during the time what they call the dark ages, you know, when Jake, okay, had authority, you know, in Rome, you know, Europe, you know, England, you know, Ireland, okay, even Russia as the czars, you know, Jake was in authority. Okay, Esau was pushed off to the side. Okay, and he was used mainly, you know, maybe for a proxy army at best, but he didn't have no sway or influence in the earth, you know, over there in the Caucasus Mountain, okay, the Khazars, okay, in that region, okay, but he was loose, you know, during that Renaissance period, he was let loose, okay, to fulfill his blessing of the fatness, okay, of the earth and the dew of heaven by the sword. Verse 8, it said, he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters, all right, which are in the four quarters of the earth, you know, which he's done, you know. This man's kingdom is built on deception. Like our kingdom is built on truth, you know, and we're laying the groundwork, you know, by pushing this truth to our kingdom. Esau's kingdom was built on lies and deception, man. Okay? It says to gather them to, it says Gog and Magog, which is Russia. Okay, because this war with Russia is going to end this beast system, and any authority that these heathens has is going to end in this war spearheaded by Russia, man. Okay, and it says to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea, you know, which Russia's military has pretty much doubled. Okay, since the invasion of Ukraine, showing that these things are happening now. Okay. But Esau's kingdom always, you know, it speaks about him being loosed and coming in power, but then it immediately speaks of his downfall. Okay? But then you get to the kingdom of Israel under Yahushua. Okay? This is Daniel 2. Get to the point, Daniel 2 and 44, it says, in the days of these kings, which are now, you know, thinking about the 10 toes of this statue. You know, Daniel is breaking down the vision of this statue. But you get to the 10 toes of the statues, part iron, part clay, you know, represents, all right, EU, NATO, and America, man. Okay, partly strong, partly weak. You know, was that's the union, the EU we see today. You know, some of them are strong militarily, economically, some of them weak. Okay, and there's a division, okay, amongst those 10 toes. All right, so in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. You see that? So that's the difference between those blessings in Genesis 27. You know, because if you read it, it's like Jacob and Esau got the same thing, but Jacob is eternal. Esau is temporal. Okay? Our kingdom would never be destroyed. Okay? And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, all right, which other nations. It never be translated to another nation, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever, man. Okay? Because kingdoms are either destroyed, you know, because it'd be up to whoever, you know, the conquering king is, whether or not to destroy, you know, certain cities, you know, certain empires. Okay, because that was a custom of the East. You know, they would want to get all, you know, your memory. See, in the East, they would try to erase your whole memory sometime, you know, as a people. Okay? That's how they got down in the East, man. That's why it was heavy on, you know, slaughtering the men and only keeping, you know, the women, you know, and certain children alive, man. You know, they were just their way. Okay? And then, you know, the king could just, you know, absorb, you know, a kingdom that he conquered. Well, it said our kingdom will never be destroyed or left to other people, which means no one's going to absorb us, okay, into their empire, because there'll never be another empire that rise out of the earth, man, okay, after we're established. You see? And that was the blessings given to Jacob and Esau. Okay, and now Esau has fulfilled his blessing, and now we're in the transition unto Jacob's blessing. Okay, let's get that real quick in Sirach 10. Okay, and 4, we jump to 8. Sirach 10 and 4 said, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, man. Okay, and we in that due time because the scriptures say the time not short, no flesh will make it, man. Esau has the earth on the death course, man. The people in it and the earth itself, man, under his rulership. Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, okay? The kingdom is translated from one people, all right, which is Esau, Edom. All right, he represents one people, a nation, a lineage. Okay, it's going to be translated to, all right, the people of Jacob, the lineage of Jacob, all right, which Yahushua comes from that lineage, you know, to fulfill, you know, the promise given to King David, you know, that he will always have a son to sit his throne. Okay, so let's go back to Hebrews 11. Okay, this book of Hebrews chapter 11 and see verse 20. All right, it says, by faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. All right, which we went into that. By faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph, all right, and worship, leaning upon the top of his staff. You know, you read that in Genesis 48 and 49. Okay, as Jacob, you know, passed the blessing, you know, to his sons. Okay, and we all descend, you know, from one of those sons. Okay, now Ephraim and Manasseh were his grandsons, you know, through Joseph. Okay, well, Joseph and Ephraim is interchangeable. Okay, because Ephraim received the blessing, you know, the firstborn. You know, even though Manasseh was the oldest. Okay, it just shows you the Lord does what he wants. You see, by 22 said, by faith Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Israel and gave commandments, all right, concerning his bones. You know, Joseph had a memorial faith. You know, he understood that eventually, you know, his people will be delivered out of their land. You know, because Abraham was given that prophecy in the book of Genesis, you know, how they would serve 400 years in Egypt. Okay. You know, Jake had that 400-year prophecy going back to 2020. You know, but that wasn't talking about now. You know, they were talking about back then in ancient Egypt. Okay. It says, by faith, Moses, when he was born, all right, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. See that? Going back into it, man. They showed faith, and that was under the threat of death. Okay? That was under the threat of imminent death that they showed faith. You know? But they knew there was something about Moses. Okay? And they knew it was around that time. See, our forefathers, okay? I say the scriptures don't go into all the details, but you know, there was a lot of things passed down word of mouth. They had to have understanding, okay, that it was about that time. You know, and the spirit was dealing to where Moses was preserved. Okay? But they operated off faith because they didn't, you know, no one knew for sure, but they began to operate off faith. The hell what Pharaoh talking about? You see? Verse 24, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, man. Okay? Because what? They came with status. Moses denounced all the status that he could have had. You know? Like Moses was an elite. Moses wasn't like these niggas, man. Alright? These niggas are do boys for the elite do boys. These record label executives, okay? They're nothing but do boys for the elites. And these niggas, alright? The nigga woman that's selling out, they're do boys for them. Okay? You see, Moses had real status and power, okay, in Egypt, man, that he denounced. Okay, and why did he denounce it, man? Okay, it says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High, rather than to enjoy the pleasure of sin for a season. And these niggas chose to enjoy the pleasure of Egypt for a season, man. Okay? Them niggas ruined their name for pleasure for a season, man. That's what Esau did. He sold his birthright for a quick pleasure, man. That quick meal. He couldn't even wait till the meal got done, man. Impatient, faithless nigga, man. And that's why Esau gets a kick out of getting niggas to sell out. You know? Esau get his rocks off by seeing Israelites, okay, wild out for a quick temporary pleasure, man. Okay? But nah, man, Moses like, nah, man, I'm gonna go the long way. Moses chose the straight gate. You see? He walked away from a lot, man. Like, you know, like Eliashua would say, we'll see these things in the kingdom, you know. I believe so too. You know, we really gonna see what Moses walked away from, man. And it was far greater than what these niggas got today, man. Some goddamn paper money, all right? And these leftover women. You see these goddamn plastic women. Okay? Verse 26 says, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches. Okay? So wait a minute. Yahweh Shai, you see? Showing you that Yahweh Shai is in the volume of the book. And our forefathers, they understood the promise of Yahweh Shai. Okay? Their great king. You know? Esteeming the reproach of Yahweh Shai greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. So read this in let's read this in verse 20 in the NLT. Let's read verse 26 in the NLT. He said he thought it was better to suffer for the sake of Hamashiach than to own the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking ahead to his great reward. Okay? So that's, you know, the process, you know, we mature to where we look at the promise of the scriptures. We're more excited and ecstatic about that more than anything that we can receive now. You know? Because really it get to a point, man, ain't no reward here, man. What's here for us, man? Okay? This society becomes more defiled, okay? It becomes more wicked. The quality of people becomes worse. Like, let's say you a man and you wanted a woman 15 years ago. Well, the quality of woman that was 15 years ago has dropped drastically. You know, that had dropped drastically, man. The quality of everything here has dropped drastically, man. The money, which is fake money anyway, but even the value of it has dropped drastically, man. Okay? There's no reward here. And see, Jake still, you know, sees value in this kingdom, and that's why you see Jake sell out. Okay? Even Israelite groups, man, this is why they sell out, because they still see value in this kingdom above what's to come. You know? Because really, you know, just the suffering, you know, don't be that bad when you understand what's to come. You know, the excitement and anticipation of the promises to come, they kind of ease, you know, the things that we don't have, man. Okay? But Moses, like, nah, he chose the straight gate, man. He played the long game. Jacob, he played the long game. Yahushua, he played the long game. You know, when Satan tempted him, you know, to sell out, nah, he played the long game, man. Okay? It says, by faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who was invisible. Through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of the blood, lest he had destroyed the firstborn. All right, least he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them, with Yahushua was that death angel. Okay? By faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Egyptians are saying to do or drown, man. Okay? Which, hey, that was a war strategy by the Most High. You know? Showing you, hey, that it's already, you know, because that situation looked impossible, man. Okay? Hey, but it would say the righteous shall scarcely be saved. You know? So we just got to have faith, you know, in the worst moments. Okay? Verse 30 says, by faith the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. And you got to think about it. You know, they marched, you know, around the city blowing the trumpet. Okay? You see, they marched around the city blowing the trumpet, man. And the walls fell, man. How unorthodox is that? Okay? The Lord always does things, you know, in very untraditional ways to show that he is. Okay, but guess what? They obeyed. You know, under Joshua, they obeyed. Okay, and got the victory, man. Okay? It says, by faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, and when she had received the spies with peace, and what shall I more say? For the time will fail me to tell of Gideon and Barak and Samson, Jephthah and David also, and Samuel and the prophets, man. You see? So we still, you know, because what, we've been about an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, we just getting started. You see? We just getting started, man. Okay? So it says, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouth of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. Yeah, man, because you take the death for this, okay? That's a forever righteous legacy, man. That's why even in death we win, man. Okay? Because Esau can do nothing but fast track our immortality, man. He can't put us to death. And we in Yahushua, Esau doesn't have the jurisdiction to put us to death. Okay? Now, they're going to be martyrs, yes. But guess what? Those martyrs are going to come back immortal. Okay? So ultimately, Esau doesn't even have authority. All right? He can't stop us from getting the promise and the blessing, man. And having those eternal legacies in the earth for righteousness, man. Okay? They're first coming back in their first resurrection, reigning with Yahushua. He can't stop that, man. It's already, so even in death, so ultimately the elect is really unstoppable, man. Because guess what? The Lord is such a just power, man. The martyrs that get put to death by Esau, okay, they're going to be in rulership, okay, over them devils, man. Okay, they're going in slavery under those same men, all right, those same believers that they put to death. Okay, so we win. The game fixed. It's rigged. Okay, and you devils lose no matter which way you go. Okay, verse 36. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings. Yeah, moreover, of bonds and imprisonments. They were stoned and sawn asunder. Were tempted. All right, were tempted. Were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskin and goatskin, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and in caves, all right, of the earth. You read this in the NLT, it says, verse 38, it says, they were too good for this world. Okay? That's another thing, man. Like, we really should have a high self-image, not a thing of pride, but like, nah, man. We're an extension of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, first and foremost through responsibility. We understand the responsibility aspect of this thing, man. Okay, but that's why, hey, brothers, you should be exclusive, man. Okay, everybody shouldn't just have, open access to you like that, man. Okay, hey, the Lord, that's why the Lord block a lot of things, because hey, a lot of these people just ain't worthy, man. Okay. But it said our forefathers, the world wasn't good enough for them, man. The current condition of this world is not even good enough for these men. So Yahushua finna come change that up. Even you sisters as well, man. You should be exclusive, man. You see, as we talk about nobility, man, one of the things of nobility is exclusiveness, man. Everybody didn't have that access, man. Okay, so it says. Verse 39 says, all these people earned a good reputation because of their faith, yet none of them received all that the Most High had promised. Okay? It said, for the Most High had something better in mind for us, so they would not reach perfection without us, man. We all going to be delivered at the same time. Everybody that we read about, the names of the ones that don't have a record. We have a lot of our forefathers that don't have records, that hey, they have a legacy of faith, man. Okay? The Bible is an abridgment of the highlights of us as a people. Okay? There's way more history and things that happen that we don't have records of, man. We'll get it back. Okay? But we're all, hey, they're 1/3. Hey, that's gonna be the Hall of Faith, man. Everybody in that number is gonna be, forever remembered for standing stiffly. Okay, not just in this lifetime, but hey, all the lifetimes, man. So yeah, that's the point. Just want to bring that out. All right, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters, were edified, man. Lord will, we close this thing out, finish strong in faith, So till next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba soon, Shalom.